Hey there, I'd like to share with you some of my insights on the 12 principles described in the Agile Manifesto. By no means did I invent this, no. I am Marco, Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and I'm forever learning mastery. This is just one opinion, some thoughts about being agile instead of doing mechanical frameworks. So, continuous feedback with the first Agile principle, customer satisfaction. It is our highest priority. Who are we talking about? Well, the Agile team. So our highest focus must be to satisfy the customer. How are we going to do this? Well, first we should divide the most important part of the customer's needs into smaller pieces. Then we should identify what is most valuable for the customer. Finally, we deliver that value as early as possible. Delivering early fosters getting feedback from the customer in order to know what to deliver next, which may be more important than what we originally set out to do. It is also about delivering continuously, repeating the cycle to increase feedback opportunities. Being agile for me is thus having continuous customer feedback. Being nimble with the second Agile principle, welcome change. Requirements change when customers, users and stakeholders discover the product they naturally want to give their feedback. Receiving feedback is a real opportunity for the team to construct the best and most valuable product for the current situation. Even the latest changes to requirements on a product are encouraged. An Agile team is nimble. They work together in a way that allows them to harness change. They can deliver that newly discovered value to the customer, maybe as soon as the next delivery. Delivering changes gives a real competitive advantage to customers. Being agile to me is thus also being nimble to harness change. Waste and transparency are the third Agile principle, delivering frequently. The first Agile principle mentions delivering early and continuous in order to satisfy the customer. Delivering frequently means at the same rhythm and often throughout the construction to increase feedback opportunities. A working product delivered must be usable by the customer, something that does the job, adding business value. Preferring shorter timescales help increase eliminating waste and will make progress transparent through delivery inspection. Being agile for me is thus also about transparency and reducing waste. No stopping us working as one team with the fourth Agile principle, working together. An Agile team works together, right? Good. Let's go further. An Agile team also collaborates constantly with business people such as stakeholders, customers, users, and subject matter experts. What does working together really mean? The organization involves the Agile team and the business people together focused on the important features, the value, and the outcomes. They together have shared responsibility and thus shared accountability, fostered from commitment on both sides. Working together daily as an organization while building the product from start to finish is a proven recipe for success. Being agile for me is thus also collaborating together as one. Empowering and service with the fifth Agile principle, a motivated team. Forming a team with motivated individuals alone is often not enough. Why? First, they need an environment that fosters high performance, starting with a place that fully promotes team collaboration. They must also have the right tools to do the work, especially their tools. The support they need should be provided by the environment, including the friendly, cheerful, and encouraging, but not only. Let's move on to that game-changing word of trust. Trust emerges when trust is given by being transparent, but most importantly, releasing control. Give control to the Agile team. Empower and trust them so they can self-organize, self-manage, plan, commit, execute, and deliver. Being a servant leader and focusing on being of service, wholly supporting the Agile team's needs, means also being available to help them remove any hindrances. Being Agile for me is thus also empowering and being of service. Collaboration with the 6th Agile Principle, face-to-face. Let's look at the media richness theory defined in 1986 and the two forms of communication. Firstly, there are the documentation options. These are paper, which is the least effective, then audio recordings, and finally video recordings are the most effective. Secondly, there are the modelling options. These are emails which lack emotion and intonation. Then phone conversations improve with hearing the intonation but lacks facial expressions, gestures and body language. Video conferencing is the most effective form of communication for distributed teams. Physically being together, however, allows people to have face-to-face conversations. And around a whiteboard, an Agile team can view or document their collaboration. Communication is essential for working together and is a major factor for high performance. Effective communicators share information, receive information, believe that everyone can learn from everyone, and that the collective intelligence trumps all. Being Agile for me is thus also having collaborative conversations. Progress by outcomes with the 7th Agile Principle, working software. Having a working product means that it can be used, and thus it provides business value. By delivering early, continuously and frequently, getting continuous feedback to serve customers better, progress is measurable, with a tangible working outcome. Having this type of trustworthy and transparent progress indicator trumps all other indicators, especially in complex products where uncertainty is high. Being Agile for me is thus also having transparent progress through outcomes. Mastering risk with the 8th Agile Principle, constant pace. Customer satisfaction in any approach includes managing costs and delivering on time, a commitment promised up front. Delaying delivery is bad for business, costs money and makes customers quite unhappy. A traditional approach often starts with pressure hardly being felt. Pressure will increase as time goes by, and by default is the first manner of mitigating the risk of being late. As things start to fall apart, something must give, right? Pressure causes stress and will often result in failure. By working together, being agile, and delivering the highest business value continuously over multiple cycles, the pressure is sustained from the start and maintained over time. It makes sure the customers get the most important features on time, enabling all involved to have a constant pace indefinitely. Being agile for me is thus also mastering cost, deadlines and risk. Creativity with the 9th Agile Principle, good design. Having the right frameworks and supporting tools are key to maintaining technical excellence and good design. Repeatable tasks can become labor-intensive, making it harder to focus on building valuable product features. They should be automated to increase efficiency. A good design involves making the product adaptable, which simplifies creating the tasks, to plan the work, and to build the product. Regular and continuous attention is essential to enable creativity. Being agile for me is thus also about creative product building. Accelerating value with the 10th Agile Principle, simplicity. Building complex products is a journey of learning by doing, right? To deliver valuable outcomes. On the scale of satisfaction compared to effort, doing more than necessary may be more personally satisfying, but gold-plating work involves considerable effort and slows value delivery. The good enough result is reached somewhere between valuable outcomes and questionable value. The art of maximizing work not done is about delaying decisions to the last responsible moment, focusing effort only on the just good enough strategy to succeed, and not wasting effort to hit perfection. Always identify what is sufficient to satisfy objectives and what is necessary to satisfy quality, adaptability, and maintainability in order to build the product efficiently as a united team. Being agile for me is thus also accelerating value delivery. Emergent practices with the 11th Agile Principle, self-organization. An agile team is self-managing. This means with the customer and business people. They practice continuous planning to always focus on building the highest value as soon as possible. Through frequent customer feedback, the best and most valuable requirements emerge over time. Enacting simplicity, self-managing teams practice emergent design and the balance between intentional and emergent architecture over big design up front. The best architectures and designs emerge while building the product. Being agile for me is thus also self-managing and emergent practices. Evolution with the 12th and the last Agile Principle, reflect and adjust. The Agile team gets together to reflect on how to become more effective. They inspect what happened while building the product, behaviors like what went well and what went not so well, and then determine what can be improved. The Agile team could also look forward to a goal like how to become a high-performance team and determine the next step towards that goal. Whatever the manner, the discussion is to identify the best step to take in the right direction with minimum effort and maximum effect. Once the Agile team has decided the best course of action, the team will tune and adjust its behavior to do the work better. Taking care of people and focusing on becoming more effective at regular intervals is the path to follow on the Agile team's journey. Productivity grows over time through the evolution of the Agile team's practices, not through overwork or compromising quality. Being agile for me is thus about the evolution of behaviors and practices. So this is my take on the 12 Agile Principles. Customer satisfaction with continuous customer feedback. Welcome change by being nimble to harness change. Frequent delivery with transparency and reducing waste. Working together and collaborating together as one. Motivated teams with empowering and being of service. Face-to-face and having collaborative conversations. Working product to enable transparent progress through outcomes. Constant pace to master cost, deadlines and risk. Good design for creative product building. Simplicity for accelerating value delivery. Self-organization with self-managing and emergent practices. Reflect and adjust to uphold the evolution of behaviors and practices.